Today on NHL Trade Talking is a league-altering trade that never happened between the Ottawa Senators and the Quebec Nordiques.
Okay, let's go back to the 1993 draft. Alexandre Daigle is going to be the first overall pick. There's no questions asked here. 247 points and 119 QMJHL games before his draft. He's going to be the next super mega French-Canadian superstar in the league. I said super twice. That's just how insane he was going to be at the NHL level. And the Quebec Nordiques wanted to add him bad. Remember, they just traded Eric Lindros to the Philadelphia Flyers because he didn't want to play for them. So they're looking for a superstar player to add to their team, even though they just finished with 104 points the year before. They wanted to add Alexandre Daigle bad. They did not have that first overall pick, though. The Ottawa Senators did. And the Ottawa Senators weren't going to give it up for cheap. So, the offer was rumored to be Ottawa gets the choice of Peter Forsberg, Owen Nolan, Ron Hextall, and then a slew of draft picks. Let's just go over that one more time. Pierre Pagé offered Peter Forsberg, who he just got in the Eric Lindros deal, Owen Nolan, Ron Hextall, another piece of the Eric Lindros deal, and a slew of draft picks. Now let's go over why that is a league-altering, or could be a league-altering trade if it had occurred, because as we know, it did not. And we'll break that down player by player that could have gone to the Ottawa Senators. First, Peter Forsberg won a Calder Trophy 94-95 with 50 points, followed that up with a 116-point season. Pretty good. Is an Hart Trophy winner, an Art Ross winner in 02-03 with 106 points, won 2 cups. He's also in the Hockey Hall of Fame and has 885 points over 708 NHL games. Pretty damn good player if you ask me. Second, Owen Nolan was 21 years old at the time, would go on to score 70-plus point season in the NHL and score 885 points, just like Forsberg, but in 1,200 NHL games. Again, a pretty damn good center. 3, Ron Hextall. He was already a Conn Smythe and Vezina Trophy winner. He won those in his rookie year, by the way, and averaged over a 13-year NHL career, a .298 goals against average and an .895 save percentage. Pretty darn good goalie. So why is this a league-altering trade that never happened? Well, consider it from Ottawa's perspective. You could have Alexei Yashin and Peter Forsberg on the same line. Say what you will about Alexei Yashin, but the guy could score, the guy could put up points, and the guy was a top-tier player in the NHL. Maybe not superstar player, but just the tier below that. And as a center with a superstar winger in Peter Forsberg, my God, what could have happened? Then you could have the possibility of Alexei Yashin, top-line center, and Owen Nolan, second-line center. Now you have depth down the middle for an expansion franchise in the Ottawa Senators. Then you have Ron Hextall, a solid NHL goalie who again averaged a .298 goals against average and an .895 save percentage over his 13-year NHL career. In the 93-94 season, the Ottawa Senators ran out 4 different goalies in Craig Billington, Darren Madeley, Daniel Bertillon, and Marc Laforêt got him for a combined .860 save percentage and a .485 goals against average. You get a solid goalie between the pipes, and what could have been for the Ottawa Senators? Maybe this doesn't make them into a contender, but it makes them a lot more competitive than they ever were for their the first 5-6 years of the franchise. Any of these trades, any of these players, would have been a considerable step up from what the Ottawa Senators received in Alexandre Daigle. There is no question about it. For the Quebec Nordiques, this could have altered things dramatically for them as well. Maybe moving Ron Hextall doesn't change things dramatically, but still puts a dent. Moving Owen Nolan maybe again does not make the biggest dent, but still it's a considerable loss for them. But if they move Peter Forsberg for Alexandre Daigle, that could have made a huge dent. Again, he won a Calder Trophy in 94-95 with a 50-point season. Followed that up with 116 points for what was then the Colorado Avalanche, and they won the Cup that year. He won a Stanley Cup that season with the Colorado Avalanche with 116 points in the regular season. If you put Alexandre Daigle in that position, do you get the same results? Probably not. And are we then talking about a cup? I don't know. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, bing, and get the bell, so you get notified every time I put one up.